Hey guys, I'm still trying to get used to this voice. Sometimes I think that it's going to go right back to where it was. Because I think that, while I wasn't being able to hit, the high notes of some of these people out there, I was, well, of course, in those younger days, we were able to hit all those notes. Just hit them all. It didn't matter who was singing. We could match that. We could match with Robert. And we loved doing that. I remember one time I was harmonizing with him going down the road, and this it was like a certain vibration came, and you could feel the harmony was perfect resonance, and all of a sudden there was like a presence of whatever real good stuff that was coming down. It was nice. So yeah, it does seem like there's a bit of a difference today. Um, and you can't say it's bad. Uh, what I did notice about the airplane sounds was it was more off, on the outer edges. And one time I heard it, and it sounded like it was coming towards us, right? And I was like, oh man. And so I prayed about it, and but it turned and went out and around, like giving us a certain distance, there was a dome over us, or circle in the sky, a border or something. It was pretty good. I mean, at least that they didn't come flying over us, full barrel and all that. But I heard them a few times, and apparently they're still glued to watching the show, because like yesterday they flew over, or real nearby, whenever they were displeased with something we were doing, I guess. And probably one of the reasons why we do it is because of them. Because of them. Damn them. Damn it. Jesus, Lord in heaven, help us. Save us from the terminal disrespect of the damned thing. But so, yeah, it seems like it's better. Now, however, I looked at the Black Witch today. I was like, no, I'm not going to listen to it. And but I don't know why. I was like, all right. I was feeling good at the time. I was like, well, fine. If nothing else, it's good for a laugh, right? Come on, let's go ahead and hear what its latest tale is. Tales that always fail instead of tales that never fail. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, it's the same damn thing as always ever before. It's trying a new story, a new angle, there's nothing new about it. Are they coming back? Well, that's what I heard. I looked at one last night. Looked like it had hate in its eyes. It looked like it was the same, only different. Like its face had changed, but still had those kind of eyes, And then I thought there was hate in it too. But anyway, and they were warning, it's coming back. And the Black Witch, of course, today was saying something about, okay, I can't remember because I just sort of clipped through it. Something about how they're going to come back, I think, is what they were saying. And they're going to make a public declaration of their loyalty. This is what they're calling a spouse, okay? And I still don't, I don't understand why they haven't figured the damn thing out of your God is an idiot. We can't respect and we can't honor. It's, and you respect and honor that while you use the Bible to mask what you really are and what you do. It's like, are you the spouse, or is this chick that you got attached to the spouse? Because see, the thing of it is it looks like you're attached to it, so we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want you. We don't want anything that comes with you. We don't want them if it comes with you. It's just like, we said we were done. And yeah, we heard the Ophelia song while we were out. But I don't have any money to invest in it. And like I said, if it comes attached to the damned, if it's got contracts with magic and all that, we don't. Now, I've been warned over and over again, don't let them back in. And we don't. We're not inviting anyone back in. We're not saying yes to anything either. Remember, we don't know these people. We don't know these people. Just because they put something on us at one point that made it seem like, that we knew them a whole lot more or something, that doesn't, we don't know these people. That's as simple as that. And we don't have a spouse. I'm not married to anyone. I didn't speak any vows. I didn't say I do to any promises or anything, any solemn vows of any sort. Have you? Do those things just kind of slip our minds sometimes? Oh, I forgot I was married to you. Oh. No. No, of course, yeah, and I thought I might have seen something while I was out. Maybe. But unless, of course, you're actually willing to come to us and have a conversation about what is and what isn't, the truth of the matter, etc., so on and so forth, there's nothing. There's, you can let this go. And you don't have to keep on coming back over and over. It really is, what it is. Because, again, we're not into complicated people and complicated situations and complicated circumstances and complicated stuff. Because what we found is once it gets too complicated, it's too complicated. And you can't have any more fun. You can't have the kind of life that you want. Sure, I'm sure that, whatever world I'm in, I'm going to end up wealthy, very wealthy, in many different kinds of wealth. And it'll be just fine because it can't corrupt me. That's never going to happen. But this whole relationship thing where there is no relationship and there has been no relationship, there is no conversation. So making a public declaration of loyalty to somebody out there that you don't name means nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it buys you nothing. It garners you not anything. If you were to make a public declaration of your loyalty for me, and you're on the enemy's list, okay, and we've already said shoo, go what? It buys you nothing. You've already been identified as the lying, deceiving, horrible, terrible people who practiced your attempts at assassination and what was it they're calling it, destiny swapping and all that stuff. But sorry, but not sorry. Don't come back around. You're the enemy. It doesn't matter if you say, oh, well, I'm loyal to you. Well, no, you're not. You're the damned enemy. You can't just decide, oh, well, that was a joke, and I'm going to be part of the team now. We're going to get back on the ship. Only we're loyal this time. We're not the mutineers. We're not the enemy invaders taking over. And you can fully trust us because we'll say, publicly that we are loyal and we'll be loyal to you. Yeah, you won't have to worry about getting your throat cut in the middle of the night. Oh, okay. Well, no. We're not going to take on those people that we've already decided we're not going to take on. And that's just pretty much that. I was listening to this idiot, and they were going so far as to, and they just always play this stupid game, man, where like we're all supposed to be idiots or something. Go, oh well, okay. Well, they're going to do that, and they're saying stupid crap like it's going to be great, and there's not going to be any reason to apologize for anything. Nobody has to say they're sorry for anything, or admit that they're guilty of anything, or take accountability, admit any wrongdoing of any sort. So that leads me to believe that there's not going to be anything done other than they're going to just try and come and hook back in. But if they're not, see, that's the thing. You can't already be on the list of them that we've rebuked and repudiated. No matter what version of that person shows up, that's still the same person. It doesn't matter if they're combined with 6 others. That's going to be considered that person. That element does discount the entire bunch. Michael Jackson, I keep on making reference to Michael today. And one bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl. But I beg to differ, sir. It does. It does look like one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. Or at least be so unappealing in what it is and what its potential is that the buyer says, nah, I'm not going to buy that bunch of apples because that one rotten apple will probably cause all the other ones to go rotten before I can get them home. That's the way they'd look at it. Nah, that's a bad apple. Not just a rotten apple. It's really a rotten bad apple. You just can't take it on. The untrustworthy have proven themselves to be untrustworthy. So unless somebody wants to come to me and say, hi, Tom, and call me by my name and speak to me of things that have happened and etc. and what will be and what could be and or unless there's actual agreements agreed upon between me and other people that have been labeled as the enemy, then there is no agreement. That's just the same damn story as you guys have had before. That now we have an agreement because what? Because you decided again that we have an agreement and that we're married and this is where that's going on and blah, blah. No, you are not a part of the deal, nor are you going to be. There is no conversation between us. There's no agreement. It's not a relationship. There's no relationship. You can't pull this kind of moving in stereo bullshit for years and decades at a time and it never come together and you think that you're still part of something. You never were a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's just leave it like that. Unless you actually have a real conversation with me and there's an agreement from me saying, yes, I agree to that, there's no agreement. Not between me and anything that's not of the house of light. And unless you're of heaven, sky, unless you're whiter than white, bluer than blue, or, are you day? Well, then if you're not, then go away. What do you got to say? What are you trying to do? Because again, we're getting loose from this to prove a point, okay? We said goodbye 16 years ago. Now, you're disrespecting us and denying that endlessly, even though we've been saying goodbye every day for the last 16 years in so many different ways. That's all on you, man. That's all on you. Now, the good news that I did hear today, which was from CJ, he's a good communicator, and he was talking to me, saying this thing to the people that he had the video for, and it was basically saying, the message I got was, you don't have to worry about where it comes back from. In other words, you don't have to get it back from them, but know that it does come back. And that's fine with me. I've said that for a long time. Hell, 16 years ago, I was saying goodbye. I didn't know how much damage had been done. All I knew was none of this is working. I don't want to be involved in it. Of course, I didn't know anything about an agreement, but I did have from the Madonna song, "The Power of Goodbye," which is like, as far as I can tell, a legal term concerning these undead people. Goodbye means goodbye. It's the same thing as FO. It's like close the doors and go away. It's goodbye. I said goodbye. And that's what I've said to them again and again and again. And so again, I heard news about this again. That I've been told about this again. It's time to cut those cords. Well, how many times do I have to cut them cords? Just let the cords cut. Cut the cords. I pray that all the cords are cut between me and all those that is of the kingdom of darkness. all of them who would lead me away from the good kingdom to the evil kingdom, lead me in error. I rebuke and repudiate all those that are contractors of the people of darkness. Those are all rebuked and repudiated and renounced. And of course, we're not going to have cords between any of those either. Amen in the name of the Prince of Peace, our Father who art in heaven. Yeah, emotions are great. They're wonderful. Love is a wonderful thing. If you can have that and it not be accursed. There's no reason to have cursed love. I would rather be alone and happy instead of in love and cursed. I don't want to have to fight people's demons forever. If I were going to fight their demons, why wouldn't I do that with them at my side? Because, that would probably be harder on them. Because I would be like, well, quit doing that demon thing there that you do. Damn it. Right? You come into the bedroom and the evil bitch has got some kind of witch stuff going on, a pentagram, candles burning, she's smudging and stuff. Damn it, woman. I told you, no witchcraft. Okay, Durwood. Right? No, I don't want a witch. No. If I've done anything that has saved someone from floating down the river like Ophelia to some horrid ending, that's wonderful. But again, we don't want to be on the line for and at risk anymore for anybody or anything. I told you people, and yeah, it was special and we don't understand it. But again, if it pleases the evil witch, it can't be good for me. You see what I'm saying? And it does look like the evil undead there comes with it. So no, we don't take it on. We're not taking it on. Well, I don't care how cute or pretty you are or how much you can play an instrument or sing or this or that. If your feet go down to death, what the hell? What do you think? What? No. You're just an enemy agent at that point. Sent in as the honey trap? Isn't that what it is? So that you go, ooh, that's just so enticing. I could never resist that. Please. Come on, let's go to hell for a piece of ass. No, it's not happening, kids. Do you think... No, the Father doesn't instruct me to follow after such things. It's like I said before. If there was a woman that was good for me, like that personally hand-picked spouse that has the correct spirit, so the two of you just click on everything, just 99%, like in Bedazzled. When Brendan Fraser is playing, the good-natured, big-hearted, lovable teddy bear of a guy who was considered also to be uncool and maybe a geek. And then suddenly he runs into, it's him. It's the same spirit. It's the same kind of... That is what God does. God doesn't say, hey, check out this hot bitch up here. It's out of your reach, dude. Now I want you to want it. I want you to want it a lot. So that you'll go out and slave and, experience a lot of strife and agony and want it a lot. Oh, want. Like that guy that worked for 30 years or something to get some chick to be his wife or something. Come on, want it. Suffer. Oh no, that sounds more like the devil, doesn't it? Yep, sounds like the devil again. Hey Tom, I've got a job for you. It's called Tame a Dragon. Oh, okay. Well, how does that work? Well, you have to figure that out. Okay, well, give me the tools. No, you'll have to figure that out and find them too. Okay, well, hey, wait a minute, you took all my stuff. Well, that's for you to go find out who took it and figure out how to find out and figure out how a dragon's made and figure out how to... No, I guess that's the goddamn devil again, isn't it? That's just simply what it is. Them that want you to strive I'll tell you, there was one at one point that was saying, what you need to do is figure out that dream life of yours that no matter what, you'll not give up on. In other words, be obsessed. Be very, very obsessed about this one main goal. Well, I have been very obsessed about the one main goal. It was, remember, to leave. I wasn't given any choices on that. I wasn't given any information on how to do that. Nothing. No. And only the same thing. Here they come again, forcing themselves upon you. Now, all I can say is that it's just not a deal. Did I like the cool chick? Yeah, sure did. Was that interesting? Yep. Do I want to be stuck with it for all of eternity and be estranged from my Father in heaven, never able to return to the throne and stand before the Lord, who's all just nothing but light, a big ball of energy? Nah, I don't want. I don't want to do that. Now, if there's anything I can do to help people to get out of hell, I'd like to do that. If it don't cost me anything, or too much, maybe it's a little effort or something, maybe. But as you well know, I'm down on my supplies because of the vampires. I actually had one of them talking today about it, and they said these people are vampires. They're energy vampires, and they're going to be able to live for a few years off of everything they've got from you. Well, they might get to keep that even. I heard, that's sort of implied with what CJ was saying, was, in other words, like, you don't have to go and get from them. You don't have to take them and put their face against the grindstone until that big, long nose of theirs is ground back to being the proper size. You don't have to take that money out of their hide. Just, it'll come to you elsewhere, because it always comes back. Normally speaking, I would agree. But I'm getting the message, and I'm, okay. Then, I've been told about this again and again. So I'm going to try to ride with that. Because the way I look at it is this. From the place that I normally live, okay, I can come back down from, if need be. And with a very direct view of what it is I'm going down to find out about. So I can afford to actually let it go for right now and see if all this other doesn't come back, so that we don't have to bother with, any more of their deal. And then, in other words, we can just go on and get back to what we're supposed to be getting back to. That sounds okay to me. It's like, again, it really comes down to there's only two different solutions. More often than not, I'll find a third. But in this particular situation, it really does look like there's only one or two things to accomplish, or have the ability to accomplish either or. So, and one of them is not get together with them and make peace and swap spit. No, it's not. That's not the idea at all. That's not on the board. It's not on the table. It's not an option. And unless we're given a whole lot of different information, I don't see how it would be or could be. So, and I really don't. From what I saw there, it looks like they're stuck in some kind of state of denial, where if we just keep repeating the exact same thing over and over and over again, somehow it's going to get him to cave in, and he won't feel like he needs to escape us. Remember that word? Remember the use of that? Blah, 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 blah. You know you'd have to do this, that, and another to escape me, is what she said. So, no, a declaration of loyalty means nothing. Your declarations mean nothing regarding what I'm doing or what you are to me. It's what I say, what I declare. And I've declared you again and again my enemy, because you've done that many, many times over and over. So no, it's not just you get to do whatever you want for as long as you want, and then whenever it goes against you, all of a sudden roll over and go, well, I'm now going to play the part of whatever gets me what I want and no repercussions. That's not how it works. You picked your side and what you were doing and who you were going to be and the part you were playing for the longest time. They allowed it to go on and on and on, and it was made obvious. You did it again and again and again of taking your mask off and saying, this is the real me. There's no way back from that. Not for anyone. You're not going to convince anyone that you've got love or anything like that going on, or that you're going to be loyal. They've all seen what the deal is on it now.